MyPillow, the company launched by Trump supporter Mike Lindell, is reportedly laying off at least 150 workers. Now, they've cited the launch of a new venture called My Store, and he said that basically forced him to lay off those workers. Well, wait a minute. He says this is an expansion, and yet we're going to have to lay people off. How odd. I want to give you his statement here. He said, I value each and every one of my employees, so this is a difficult decision. However, this is what is best right now for the future of MyPillow and to prepare for the launch of mystore.com. Now, again, if you are expanding your business, generally, you don't want to fire people. And he says, well, once we have mystore.com set up, then I think we're going to hire more. But wait, that doesn't make sense because he also said that later on, these workers, hold on here, these workers, these impacted employees, have been informed of other job opportunities outside of MyPillow. Oh, well, okay then. Now, Lindell also said that the layout of Minnesota facilities will be changing as he prepares to launch the new mystore.com, which he said will be an online store for entrepreneurs and inventors to sell their products. Now, again, that doesn't make any sense, right? Seems very strange, especially since he had previously claimed that the tax cuts that he received from the Republicans and generally credited to Donald Trump were doing great for his business. In fact, last year, Lindell wrote an op-ed about how amazing these tax cuts have been for the business of MyPillow. He said, quote, after more than 500 days with Donald Trump as our president, with record low unemployment and a booming economy, which, by the way, he is now adding to the unemployment, it's clear in Minnesota that we can rest easy. Oh, because it's a pillow. As a proud American business owner, I have seen firsthand the positive changes President Trump's policies are bringing to our state. Because of the president's historic tax cuts, I was able to give my employees an immediate across-the-board pay raise to help fuel their lives and advance their careers. But, well, not even a year later, but 150 of these same employees have lost their jobs. I guess they can no longer fuel their lives or advance their careers, or at least I'll have to do it somewhere else. That's not a boom. That sucks. And so I feel really bad for those workers. They didn't do anything wrong. Lindell says, as I mentioned, those employees will have other job opportunities outside the company. My guess is that Lindell probably just handed out applications to McDonald's and Walmart or something. But again, that sucks. Now, I don't know, but I thought the tax cuts were supposed to lead to expansions of business and the expansion of jobs. That doesn't seem like an expansion. It seems like a bit of a contraction. Well, that's really strange. Very, very strange. And look, they're not the first ones that have laid people off. I've documented a lot of the companies that have laid people off, despite saying, oh, yes, we're going to hire more, we're going to expand. These, if we get the Trump tax cuts, you cut the corporate tax rate down to 21%, and our businesses will just boom. And yet, apparently this is what boom looks like. It looks more like a bust. And then, of course, they're literally, like I said, getting rid of these workers. They're replacing it with a fulfillment and shipping center. And who knows if that's going to be a flop. I don't really foresee a lot of success for My Store and MyPillow. And I think that part of that has to do with politics, really. I mean, Lindell has essentially tied himself to President Donald Trump. Well, that's not very smart, especially where a large majority of Americans really don't like him. And in fact, he said that Trump was, quote, chosen from God. Oh, boy. And that everybody loves our president, they just don't know it yet. Well, man, I must be hiding this super big secret from myself. I really don't like the president. But maybe I secretly do, and I don't know it. So I guess. He also supported white supremacist Laura Ingraham, financed an anti-abortion crusade film, and much more importantly than his business or than his political stances, is his business. He ended up getting downgraded by the Better Business Bureau, his pillow, and they ended up getting an F for unscrupulous business practices, which included a charge of false advertising. They literally took the Better Business Bureau accreditation away from this company. Wow. That's pretty bad. Now, look, I don't like to see businesses fail. I don't like to see people get laid off. It's terrible. But it seems like Lindell just keeps asking for it. Now, there's two lessons here in this, right? For one, the Trump tax cuts, come on. More trickle-down economics. It never works. It only helps the very rich. It does not trickle down on you. And if something is trickling down on you, well, it's usually the people up top that are literally taking a piss on you. And two, of course, if you alienate potential customers, then it turns out you're not going to be successful in business, especially when you sell something like pillows. I mean, there's only so many pillows your dedicated small base of Trump supporters will buy. I mean, look, that's why you should probably try to appeal to the broadest amount of people. And look, you don't have to go to Wharton to understand that one. That's a business 101, not alienate potential customers. But that's exactly what you've done, what what Lindell has done. And I almost called him Chuck Goodell. I don't know why. It's exactly what he's done. Alienated a lot of people with some of his political stances, and that's just bad for business. So I'm not shocked. I feel bad for the workers, but hopefully maybe they can find a better company to work at. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a patreon.com/TYTNation set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.